today we are joined by Dr. Jonathan Cammack, who is our Extension Livestock Entomologist, and today we're talking mosquitoes. So Dr. Cammack, what do we really need to know about mosquitoes? It's been a rainy spring.
Right, it has, right? There's been no end in sight, it seems, for the rain. You know, we had a lot of rain early on in the spring. I saw on the news this past weekend that we were, looking at a very, very, wet stretch. One of the top 5 60-day stretches of rainfall.
Yeah.
So there's basically been ample opportunity for us to have mosquito problems.
Okay, so just because it's been flooding, that doesn't mean all the larvae has gotten washed away, right?
No, there are actually some species of mosquitoes that rely on that flooding, and we call those floodwater mosquitoes.
Okay.
So they lay their eggs in areas that they know are prone to flooding, whether that's along creek beds or rivers or lakes. And there are markers that are kind of left on the edge of those wet areas in periods of dry time, and so the mosquitoes will lay their eggs there in the hopes that the water levels are going to rise, get them wet, and then those eggs will hatch, and they can lay dormant for 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years sometimes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously there's areas probably in neighborhoods that we can't necessarily control that environment,
Right.
but what can we do about our backyard?
Yeah, things we can do at home are, if we've got something that is holding water, that we don't need to be holding water,
Right.
Kick it over, right? If you've got a bird bath that's, maybe accumulating water and has some algae or something growing in it, make it a habit to maybe dump that out once a week, so that way you can give that organic material that's in there, the algae or any leaves that might fall into it. Don't give them the opportunity to start to rot, so the mosquitoes don't have anything to feed on or a desire to lay their eggs there.
So it really is that stagnant sort of old water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pool water or fast running water that we're as concerned with?
Correct. Yeah, it's not going to be your swimming pool unless the filter or something has broken. So yeah, anything that might be holding water, whether that's a 5-gallon bucket that's sitting out in the yard that's gotten full of rainwater, or even some of the basins on our self-watering pots, essentially anything that can hold water for a period of maybe 7 to 10 days is going to be kind of our target for getting rid of.
So obviously we want to reduce the environment in which they might grow, but is there also a time that or a season in which they're hatching?
Yeah, so our floodwater species, they're kind of occurring in the spring. So, we had all that heavy rainfall starting in March or April or so, and those were kind of our initial boost in the populations. And now as we've continued to have that rainfall, those populations haven't gone down. And then the next thing that's led to our container species, so those that are going to be breeding in the bird baths or 5-gallon buckets or the tires, that might be accumulating water. And as long as we continue to get these, showers once every 7 to 10 days, where we get this big downburst of maybe half an inch to an inch, and it allows those containers to continue to hold water, we're going to continue to have mosquito problems.
Okay, and we don't differentiate. We just think it's a mosquito, but it might actually be a different species or population coming through.
Definitely.
So how do we protect ourselves? Obviously, we get rid of it. Bug sprays is the best repellent, or what can we do at time of day of our exposure?
Yeah, so there are certain species of mosquitoes that we call crepuscular, and that means they're active at dawn and dusk, which unfortunately are the same times that we want to be outside enjoying it, because it's usually a little cooler. So if you do have to be outside or want to be outside, make sure you're wearing some sort of repellent. DEET is going to be one of the most effective repellents you can get, and then there are plenty of other products that might be available on the market that are probably a bit less effective than DEET, but the recommendation would be to wear something with as high a concentration of DEET as you are willing to use.
Okay, what about the mosquitoes that are out during the daytime? Or I've heard some are more dangerous, or some are the ones that maybe are carrying some of the diseases or viruses. Is that true?
So most of them that we've got right now, whether they're the floodwater species or those container breeders, are carrying pathogens that can be problematic for us, our pets, livestock. Essentially nobody or nothing is safe at any point during the day.
Okay, and you mentioned pets just now. Is that something that we should obviously you being the livestock entomologist, I know you're concerned about livestock, but what about pets for homeowners?
Yeah, definitely. Heartworm is a pathogen that is transmitted to our pets from the bite of a mosquito. So we need to make sure that we're using the correct products to protect our pets from that. So most of the kind of combo or plus products, regardless of what that brand name for the product might be for the kind of flea tick prevention for our pets. Most of those now have a heartworm prevention as part of them. So no longer, do we have to give that little chew to the dog once a month or anything. And heartworm is very problematic and often untreatable in cats. So a lot of the newer products for cats actually have a anti-heartworm medication already in it to protect them from contracting that.
Okay. Does their fur help with that, prevent some of that, or not as much?
Not really.
Okay.
Mosquitoes can feed through just about anything.
Okay. All right. Well, so clean out our containers, and that can be anything from like a shallow rock right? A lot of different options with that. So be vigilant, check our yard. Thank you so much for this information. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.